Hello YouTube, this is Enchanted LifePath TV, live over on the Liverpool channel. Just come on to this one for a moment, just to try and build this up a little bit. Might do this every now and then, but not a lot. I am mainly based over on the main channel, Enchanted LifePath TV. This is Enchanted LifePath TV Liverpool. If anyone wants to find this channel, if you don't find it from here, I will upload this this video, this feed up to the original channel as well, Enchanted LifePath TV. Okay, so the Grenfell Tower fire, which we've seen raging now in Kensington since about 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, this is pretty heartbreaking in the fact that various warnings have been fired out by the Grenfell Action Group, who have been, here's a statement released from Grenfell Action Group in the wake of the fire over the past few hours. Watching breaking news about the Grenfell Tower fire catastrophe, too soon to even guess at numbers of casualties and fatalities. Regular readers of this blog will note that we have posted numerous warnings in recent years about the very poor fire safety standards at Grenfell Tower and elsewhere in RBKC. All our warnings fell on deaf ears, and we predicted that a catastrophe like this was inevitable and just a matter of time. Below is a list of links to previous blogs we posted in the site trying to warn the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, who own this property, and the Kensington and Chelsea Tenant Management Organisation, who supposedly manage all social housing in RBKC on the council's behalf. So now the first one, which I'm going to go to, is one which you've read out in a couple of the live feeds here over on the other channel this morning, is this one. KCTMO, who are the Kensington Chelsea Tenant Management Organisation, playing with fire. Okay, the date on this particular post was November the 20th, 2016, so just the back end of last year. This is a warning that they fired out, a very harsh one as well. Very, when you look at it now, it's pretty heartbreaking. It is a truly terrifying thought, but the Grenfell Action Group firmly believe that only a catastrophic event will expose the ineptitude and incompetence of our landlord, the KCTMO, and bring an end to the dangerous living conditions and neglect of health and safety legislation that they inflict upon their tenants and leaseholders. We believe that the KCTMO are an evil, unprincipled mini-mafia who have no business to be charged with the responsibility of looking after the everyday management of large-scale social housing estates, and that their sordid collusion with the RBKC Council is a recipe for a future major disaster. Okay. Unfortunately, the Grenfell Action Group have reached the conclusion that only an incident that results in serious loss of life of KCTMO residents will allow the external scrutiny to occur that will shine a light on the practices that characterise the malign governance of this non-functioning organisation. We believe that the KCTMO have ensured their ongoing survival by the use of proxy votes at their annual general meeting that see them returned, with a mandate of 98% in favour of the continuation of their inept and highly dangerous management of our homes. It is no coincidence that the 98% is the same figure that returned by the infamous Kim Jong-un of North Korea, who claims mass popularity while reputedly enslaving the general population and starving the majority of his people to death. It is our conviction that a serious fire in a tower block or similar high-density residential property is the most likely reason that those will wield power at the KCTMO will be found out and brought to justice. The Grenfell Action Group believe that the KCTMO narrowly averted a major fire disaster at Grenfell Tower in 2013, when residents experienced a period of terrifying power surges that were subsequently found to have been caused by faulty wiring. We believe that our attempts to highlight the seriousness of this event were covered up by the KCTMO with the help of the RBKC Scrutiny Committee, who refused to investigate the legitimate concerns of tenants and leaseholders. We have blogged many times on the subject of fire safety at Grenfell Tower, and we believe that these investigations will become part of the damning evidence of the poor safety record of the KCTMO should a fire affect any of their properties and cause the loss of life that we are predicting. Okay, so here's a load of articles, a load of other ones. Right, watch this now. In October 2015, a fire ripped through another KCTMO property, the 14-storey Adair Tower in North Kensington, causing mass panic and resulting in a number of residents taken to hospital suffering from smoke inhalation. It is reported has it not been for the swift actions of the London Fire Brigade, the consequences of the fire and potential loss of life could have been even much worse. Now, why that's significant tonight is that we have seen reports that the first reports of the fire were in fact around about 10 to 1 in the morning, quarter to 1. When we look on the Wikipedia page, not particularly just on the Wikipedia page, but we see here the first call to the London Fire Brigade not put until 1:16 a.m. A little sneaky 9/11 inverted there. But anyway, so that's quite a big gap how quick this building's actually went up. Now, we had Sky News, unfortunately, reporting up to about even an hour ago saying if anybody receives calls from any residents, family members, or anyone still in the block, tell them to evacuate immediately themselves, self-evacuate, and to cover their faces with a wet cloth. Now, this was pretty unfortunate advice at that time of night, because the building had actually been completely burnt out by this stage when they were still reporting that. So I thought it was a little bit sad. But anyway, let's go over and keep reading this one. Okay, it says, in the aftermath of the Adair Tower fire, the London Fire Brigade found that the KCTMO had not been looked after the safety of the residents properly and issued an enforcement order compelling them to improve the fire safety in the escape staircases and to provide self-closing devices to all the tower blocks front doors. A further order by the London Fire Brigade of the neighbouring Hazelwood Tower found similar breaches of health and safety legislation of health and safety legislation, and an enforcement order was also issued for this property, forcing the TMO to address the serious concerns of the fire brigade's inspectors. What is shocking is that a decade ago, a fatality occurred due to a fire at Hazelwood Tower, and the fire investigation team ordered that the grills on the fire escape route staircase to be covered over. This never happened. It is believed that the uncovered grills at the Adair house acted like a chimney and were responsible for the accelerated spread of the fire and smoke damage. In the last 20 years, and despite the terrifying power surge incident in 2013 and recent fire at Adair Tower, the residents of Grenfell Tower have received no proper fire safety instructions from the KCTMO. Residents were informed by a temporary notice stuck in the lift and one announcement in a recent Regeneration newsletter that they should remain in their flats in the event of a fire. There are not and never have been any instructions posted in Grenfell Tower notice board or on individual floor as to how residents should act in event of a fire. Anyone who witnessed the recent tower block fire at Shepherd's Court in nearby Shepherd's Bush will know that the advice to remain in our properties would have led to certain facilities, and we are calling on our landlords to reconsider the advice that they have so badly circulated. Okay, this ends with a very stark warning, one that again is pretty much heartbreaking when you see the events which have unfolded overnight. It says the Grenfell Action Group predicts that it won't be long before the words of this blog come back to haunt the KCTMO management, and we will do everything in our power to ensure that those in authority know how long and how appallingly our landlord has ignored their responsibility to ensure the health and safety of their tenants and leaseholders. They can't say that they have not been warned. Now, that is pretty damning. That was from November 2016. Here is an article from March 2017, this year, just 3 months ago. Government delay in reviewing fire safety regulations, putting tower blocks at risk. Okay, and just make this one a little bit bigger on the screen for you. Now, this one goes on to read, tower blocks across the UK could be at risk of fire safety failures because of a government delay in reviewing building regulations, experts have warned. The All-Party Parliamentary Fire Safety and Rescue Group has been calling for a review of building regulations for years. Fire safety failings were uncovered following a devastating tower block fire at Lancel House in South London in 2009, which killed 6 people. These failings include a lack of fire risk assessments and panels on the outside walls not preventing the necessary fire resistance. The council recently pleaded guilty to 4 criminal charges relating to fire safety lapses and paid a £570,000 fine. Housing Minister Gavin Berwin said in the Commons last October that the government will review Part B of Building Regulations 2010 and will relate to fire safety following the Lancel House fire. Ronnie King, Honorary Administrative Secretary of the All-Party Parliamentary Group, said the building regulations haven't taken account of the Lancel House fire inquest or updated recent accredited research. He added, we still have 4,000 older tower blocks in the UK which have the same regulations applied to them. The message to other social landlords and housing providers is unless there is a review of Part B of the regulations, you could face multi-million-pound costs and compensation should you experience a Lancel House tragedy. Mr. King is concerned about the failure of 3 successive government ministers to review building regulations related to fire safety. Fire safety expert Sam Webb said really serious questions should be asked in Parliament about the fire safety. He added that there is a conflict between the fire and the materials that are used to make buildings more energy efficient. He said the materials used are not fire resistant and in some cases they're flammable. A spokesman for the Department for Communities and Local Government declined to give a date for the building regulations review and added it will take place in due course. So, based on, as I said, with the events, what's happened over in Grenfell Tower today, I think it is quite disturbing, quite shocking. Good morning, the Mexican. How are you? There's 3 people watching. Thank you to everyone for coming over. And again, it is so unbelievable what we've seen. Look at this.
People on the left-hand side of the building were screaming out, help us, sticking their heads out the window. People were waving phones for, for invisibility because there's so much smoke coming around right now. The left-hand side caught smoke really fast. I think it's due to it's hard to speculate now, but I would say the cladding and all this fixes is what caused the fire to just erupt.
And do you know if there are people still inside?
We do know there's people. We've received phone calls. We've got family and friends still in there. There is someone trapped in the 81, 5-year-old girl. We wish her all the best, man. Honestly, man. We wish her all the best. There's still some families coming out. There is more fire brigade and more firefighters going in there with the oxygen tanks and first aid kits and all sorts of stuff.
In my quest for gold.
Families in the tower, home to hundreds, are trying to find each other amid reports of people being trapped in their homes. More than 200 firefighters and 40 fire engines were battling a large fire on the West London estate amid reports of people being trapped in their homes. At least 30 people have been taken to 5 hospitals in the capital for treatment, as hundreds of residents in the 27-storey Grenfell tower are evacuated from their flats in the burning building. Witnesses described hearing screams, watching a person fall out of the high-rise block, and a woman holding a baby out of a window. Footage on social media showed the building engulfed in fire, with huge flames stretching over a number of floors after the blaze erupted at around 1:15 a.m. Unbelievable. And again, so sad. Wonder what their share options are. No in bed. I like embedding. The fire brigade said that the fire had spread throughout the entire building, now covered in plumes of smoke with visible pockets of fire within. The London Fire Brigade Assistant Commissioner Dan Daly said firefighters wearing breathing apparatus were working extremely hard in very difficult conditions to tackle the fire. Just let me come over again and say, midnight here, my friends, on the lookout for the UFOs till 4 a.m. Good. You must have clear nights. You must have clear nights over there, especially after last night. After your little spot last night. Well, it wasn't last night, was it? It was a couple of nights ago now. Yeah. What do you think of this fire over from stateside? What's been the opinion of what are the news companies covering it? Should imagine they will be, because we've got pretty much a lot of the eyes of the world on the UK at the moment, just because of the events over the past few weeks, not forgetting the cyber attacks and then the other 2 terror attacks, so to say. Right, let's just carry on reading this as well. It says this is a large and very serious incident, and we have deployed numerous resources and specialist appliances. Now, what is the cause of it? We've seen people blaming Muslims. I think that's completely out of order straight away. Don't be pointing no blame towards anyone. A lot of people have lost a lot of property in there, including a lot of Muslims who the news were reporting may have been saved by the fact that they were still awake, because it is Ramadan. So I think, don't get me wrong, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think that they said that they may have just been gearing up for the last prayers of the day or something. So I'm not too sure about that, but it may have saved a lot of people. Also, what they've also been saying is it was what triggered it was an explosion. Now, they didn't say bang, they're saying explosion of some sort of electrical device within one of the tenants' properties. He then ran to next door saying there's been a fire. But the tenants were supposed to have been alerted by an explosion. Now, I've been begging the question, what household apparatuses, specifically electrical devices, will come with an explosion? Maybe an electrical bang or a pop, but I can't really think of nothing. Households that would explode and be loud enough to be heard as an explosion and not described as maybe a bang. Oh, we heard a bang. Do you know, an explosion next door to you is an explosion. The 2 descriptions, a bang or a noise or an explosion is an explosion. An explosion comes with an explosion, a blast wave, an implosion. It's an explosion is what it is. So I begs the question, what actually has gone off in there? Was it just a fridge blowing up? Was it a radio? Was it a slow cooker? Did someone fall asleep with a slow cooker on or something? You know, making soup? Never know, but I'm sure all of that will come out. But you don't want to start, maybe, you never know what narrative they might go down. They might even start trying to take it down the narrative, oh look, someone was trying to make a bomb. Well, you never know, but I do think at this moment in time, you've got to be very compassionate to those people, the kids, the children, everyone who have just watched the whole life go up in flames, especially when you can see the way it seems that they have in fact been fighting to avert this. As you can see, fire safety scandal at Lancaster West, more on fire safety, another fire safety scandal, Grenfell tower still a fire risk? They've been working hard to raise the awareness. Now, sadly, this event took place. Actor Tim Wright-Downey, who lives around 600 metres from the scene, said he feared the block could collapse. It's horrendous. The whole building is engulfed in flames. It's gone. It's just a matter of time before the building collapses. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. I just hope they have got everyone out. The first thing I knew was the noise of the sirens, helicopters and shouting. I saw it engulfed in flames. People have been bringing water, clothes, anything they've got to help out the cordon. I have seen people coming out of their bedclothes, out in their bedclothes. It's just very distressing. So sorry. London Ambulance said it sent a number of resources to the scene, including hazardous area response teams. London Mayor Sadiq Khan tweeted major incident declared at Grenfell Tower in Kensington and urged people to follow London Fire Brigade on Twitter. One witness told Sky News, I was in my kitchen and heard smoke alarms. I could see the whole side of the building was on fire. Screams were heard from the tower.
My son woke me up at about 1:45 this morning, so that the tower block was on fire. And then when I could see it from my garden, it was just the left-hand side piece there, just a couple of floors. And over the hours, it's just spread, and it's gone around the left of the building as well. Yep. And well, I just can't believe the way it's gone up so quick. It spreads. You can hear people. When I lived down there, about a 5-minute walk away, and we could hear people screaming, "Help me, help me," and flashing their phone lights to let people know that they were there. It's just helpless. We've just been asked to bring up water to the people that have come out to the sports centre. There's a sports centre around there, and they let us through the cordons to bring up loads of bottles of water.
Shocking footage on the right-hand side where the women were speaking. Right, Celeste Thomas lives across the road from the tower and said residents and families were trying to find each other following the evacuation. She said police have moved everyone back out of direct sight, but I can hear cracking and debris falling. The tower block is on the Lancaster West Estate between Latimer Road Underground Station and Westfield's White City Shopping Centre. Police said at this stage we are aware of 2 people being treated at the scene for smoke inhalation.
I didn't start more than for pie charts and golf days, but to help people.
How annoying. Transport for London said there was no service between Hammersmith and Edgware Road on the Circle and Hammersmith and the City lines, while the police said the A40 was closed in both directions owing to the fire. This advert's still playing. Nick Paget-Brown, leader of Kensington and Chelsea Council, said several hundred people will have been in the tower when the fire broke.
But going off in the distance, and because the sound was annoying, I looked out the window, and then that's when I noticed that the building was on fire.
How fast did it spread, Rio?
It did take some time, and then they were spraying it, so that was helping maintain it, but at the moment it's just got out of control. They can't get high enough.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How are they trying to get higher than however far they can reach with their trucks?
They're not. It's literally they're just spraying as high as they can get, and that's why the whole top is spread, because they haven't been able to stop it.
So the firemen weren't able to get in and get up high enough, even with the extended cherry picker sort of things out. Maybe he just wasn't able to get up high enough. 27 stories is very high.
So when you came out, you said you came out when you went for a walk. How many hours after it started was that?
And that was with me. Well, I only got back about 10, 15 minutes ago.
So, Ria, when did you say that you saw people on the other side of the building?
That was at least an hour ago. That was way before I went for a walk. Right, so when it started to spread on the other side, I started to see lights going up, like people had actually left, and then all the lights on that side are off now.
So when you first saw it, when you were in your kitchen and you first saw it, was it on one side of the building, or where was it in terms of?
Yeah, it was on one side of the building, and the part that I spread over to now, that part was fine, unaffected, and there was loads of people still in their house at that time. But yeah, the fire is completely taken over that part, and it's still spreading down.
Look closely. Hidden in every swing, every chip, and every putt is data that can make the difference between winning and losing. The Microsoft Cloud helps the PGA Tour turn countless points of data into insights that transform their business and will enhance the game for players and fans.
The Microsoft Cloud turns information into insight.
My administration is putting an end.
I've
to
just
the
been
war on
messaged,
coal.
beat this,
Yeah.
right? I've got a message here in my Facebook inbox from Harry Whiteman from CNN saying, "Hi Carl, I'm a journalist from CNN. Are you associated with the Grenfell Action Group? We'd like to talk to someone about the blog and today's fire. Thanks." That's the first thing I was thinking. Someone does need to be contacting them. I have in fact liked the status, but I've told them, my reply is, I'm a journalist too, I'm covering it. I'm freelance in the UK, Enchanted LifePath TV, enchantedlifepath.com. Didn't say nothing else to them basically. But, right, Grenfell Action Group. This is unbelievable. I'm even borderline thinking today to go and even start contacting local councils in Liverpool to see what their stance is on all of this. Unbelievable. He says, "I'm sorry." Insane. So, see. I wonder how they've just got hold of me there that quick like that, knowing that this stream kind of worked that fast, really. Got him now anyway. Harry Whiteman. Hillary, sorry, I'm so sorry. Hillary Whiteman. Oh God, I've got the CIA on my case. Unbelievable. Right, where are we now? I've just covered the articles. You see it there. They're saying that they've got people on the ground. Saying that they've got people on the ground at this fire. Strange. But anyway, there's a lot of other articles which I want to drop the link in here. Just let me get this link in here to you, to Mexican. Looks like it started in the middle of the building. It's sad, mate. It's sad. They were reporting that it started on the second floor here on Skype in our last little stream, what we were in before the Mexican. Said that it started on the second floor and rose up to the top. So what I was thinking is like the 25 floors, no, with all the little numbers, what we're in, the 27 floors and 2 to 9. So I paid attention to that before. So what they were reporting was it starting on the 2nd floor and rising all the way up 25 floors from there. Here's this link for you a second, mate. Gives you a little read about what this group has been doing, in fact. Right, now I want to get this Grenfell action group. I'd love to have got there before these clowns, because just with the alternative media. The alternative media people, it's more like, I don't know. Right, okay, 2nd floor, got you. Mexican, thanks for coming over, mate. It's, as you said, it's still midnight over there. I've got to make some calls in a few minutes, but I may just run a little bit of the live stream. Over here. Now, I'm just looking to see if the group the year before. Oh, see, all the papers, I've picked it up now. They were warned. Yeah, did you see my Facebook posts? 46 minutes, 2 hours ago. 17 minutes ago, 2 hours ago. The Twitter post, because I seen the post myself on Twitter. Didn't I? This is where I seen it from originally. Like I picked this up off Twitter. So someone had posted that, and that's when I come across this. But this other one as well, I had to literally go and find this one. We found this one ourselves before, during the live feed about it. Tower blocks across the UK could be at risk of fire safety failures because of a government delay in reviewing building regulations, experts have warned. Unbelievable, Jeff, just as we say. Right, the Mexican. I think I wanted to try and keep this one short, so I'll end this one now. And then what I'll do is I'll come on with another one, which we'll roll through again then and just capture what's going on. Something else might happen throughout the day, God forbid, you don't want the building to fall down or something as well, because it would make a search for any of the deceased even harder for the emergency services, and even more painful for families that have been left behind. So literally, I just think this is a little bit different to the type of events that we're used to covering. And then the sort of light that we're used to covering, the sort of the direction we take with our reports normally over here on Enchanted LifePath TV. But so I do think this is a little bit it's different. You can just actually see people's lives going up in flames. It's a bad one, this one. So yeah, keep this one short and sweet, mate. And as I said, I'll be back over again in about 10 minutes or something like that with another live stream starting. This has been Enchanted LifePath TV. I'm not sure who the other person is who's watching. Maybe that's Hillary from CNN, who knows. But thank you for watching again. And I will pop the links to these articles in the description as well. If they don't load up on the live feed again, I will put them in again. But this is Enchanted LifePath TV. I'll go and do an article myself about this Grenfell Tower warnings over on my website, enchantedlifepath.com. Thanks a lot to Mexican, and speak soon, mate. Speak soon. He says blessings, everyone. I just have to get that in there. So yeah, thank you.